Hey guys, and welcome back to the channel. I'm Zemo, the dad in DPS, and today's Scrip My Pants is a very special one on the basis that I have 11,000 Scrip, the max you can have, and we're going to spend it all today and see if we get anything interesting. Yeah, it's going to be a lot of items. We're going to swap it between weapons and regular armor, see if we can get some effects that we can get, or see if we get some gear that we can actually use. Either way, like, comment, subscribe, and this is going to be a long one. Alrighty, I'm just making sure I'm recording this one because this is not one I can repeat if it doesn't record. So yeah, as you can see, we are sitting at 11,000 Scrip. We do have a legendary item that was recently popped into my inventory, but we're going to ignore that for now. And we'll start off with some melee weapons, I think. Not melee weapons. Why am I starting with melee weapons? We'll start with ranged weapons. That is the wrong type of ranged weapons. I'm losing my crap tonight. So yeah, first off, we have Furious Black Powder Rifle with damage while aiming and free endurance. Now, damage while aiming and endurance are good effects to get, so they will potentially be useful to me in the future. Then we have the Instigating 10mm pistol with crit damage and action point cost. All decent effects on there, actually. Not the best combination, not on that type of weapon, but definitely a good group of effects. Suppressor's Black Powder Rifle with explosive. That's what we want to see in a lot of the weapons. We want to see explosive. There are still some 3-star effects that I need, so I'm still rolling them. Otherwise, I'd just roll 2 stars for weapons, but there are still 3-star effects that I need on different characters in order to do it. So yeah, that's actually a really good one. Suppressor's not the best effect, but I'm happy that we've got the explosive effect on there because I can scrap it. Executioner's M79 grenade launcher with damage while aiming and resistance while reloading. Not that fussed about that one. Damage while aiming is still a good effect, but that's the only really effect I kind of want off that. Executioner's short plasma pistol with damage while aiming and reload speed. 2 good effects on there, damage while aiming and reload speed, so that is definitely a very scrappable weapon that we can use for later. Anti-armor plasma pistol with weapon speed and bonus critical charge. Now, this one's actually really decent. This is probably going to get kept as it is and as it exists, so that's something I can turn into a really decent weapon to use on one of my characters. So yeah, I'm quite happy with that. Actually, a semi-god roll. The crit isn't the most usable on that type of weapon because the AP cost is so high, but ooh, speaking of weapons that are pretty much a god roll, Bloodied Ultrasight Gatling Laser with weapon speed and reload speed. Now, this one I'll probably convert to an explosive weapon just to test out because I've not yet tested the Ultrasight Gatling Laser. Reload speed on there is perfect. Yeah, it's actually a really good weapon for me to get. Quite happy. Junkie Snub-Nosed 44 with Last Shot and Weight. Now, Last Shot is an effect I don't think I've got learned on any character. Weight, I don't think I've got learned either, but I'm not that keen on it. That one's more script than anything, because, yeah, it just depends on the effects. Quad Broadsider with Last Shot and Resistance while aiming. Now, Last Shot would be perfect on a thing like a Broadsider, but when you add Quad on there, it just negates the whole point of Last Shot. I don't know what it is about that effect, but it seems to draw Last Shot in like it's a freaking missile. But there are effects on there that I want, so that will be scrapped. Anti-armor grenade launcher, action points for each kill, and perception. Now this one, anti-armor is the only effect I really want off there, so I think I'll script that rather than scrap it because it's just not as useful to be scrapped. Aristocrat's 10mm submachine gun, Last Shot, 90% reduced weight. All good effects, bad combinations of them on a weapon that I'm not going to use, so that's definitely a scrapper weapon to try and learn those effects. Assassin's Gauss Rifle with Last Shot and Agility. Now, Last Shot's the only good effect on there, so we are going to put that back in the script bin when we get the chance. Stalker's Short Enclave Pistol with critical damage and damage resistance while aiming. Stalker's bad effect. Critical damage, good effect. Damage resistance while aiming, bad effect. That's script. You know, the second star effect, only explosive really draws me in. I've got so many iterations of all the other ones. This is another one that's just going back into the script bin. We've got Executioner's Advanced Hit Chance and Agility on a Plasma Pistol. You know, the effort I'd need to do to turn this into something usable would be, it's just not worth it. Zealot's Double Barrel Shotgun with bash damage and invisibility. Script. None of those effects are worth learning Not in my opinion. Instigating combat shotgun with fast damage and critical charge. Now, instigating and the critical charge are effects that are worth learning, so we probably will scrap that rather than scrip it, but we'll see what happens in regards to it, because it's one of those things where we're never like 100% on what we're going to do with X, Y, and Z. Then we have Executioner's Short Gatling Gun with weapon speed and resistance while aiming. Now, the weapon speed is certainly an effect that I would like to learn. Resistive aiming though, no. And Executioners, it needs to be upped a bit to make it more viable and usable. Aristocrat's Enclave, we're getting a lot of Enclave plasma pistols today. Limb damage and agility. Aristocrats, well, I think it's a good effect to learn. I just don't value it enough. On a 3-star, it's better used as scrip rather than scrap, so that'll be going in the bin. And then we've got the Berserker's M79 grenade launcher with last shot and free strength. Now, free strength is one that is worth scrapping this for, because free strength is a very, very viable and usable effect. All of the stat effects that are on that last star are now very, very valuable, especially with the rework to perks coming up. So I would recommend, if you get any of those effects, keep them and then use them. Same with the endurance that's on here, so we're probably going to scrap that as well. Now, we've used 2,000 of our scripts, so we're going to swap to legendary armor. Hopefully we can get some good effects out of it. The first is Ghoul Slayer, Warming, and Burning. None of those effects are any good. And it's a Marine Armor right leg. Absolute garbage effect. Same goes for this one. Weightless, Fireproof, and Acrobats. So none of them are even worth anything. And it's a Trapper left arm. Next up. Now this one does have a good effect. Cavaliers. I need more characters with Cavaliers. Weightless and antiseptic though, just not worth anything as far as I'm concerned. Very, very poor effects. And this is the kind of problem with armor. There's so many bad effects on there that it's just not worth really doing much with it. Then we've got Aristocrats, Antiseptic, Secret Agents on here. I mean, Aristocrats is a good effect, not on armor, but if I learn it, I will learn it for weapons as well, but it's just not worth me scrapping it because the effects on there are just absolute pants. So this one's actually worth scrapping. We've got Overeaters and Intelligence on the armor. Overeaters, very, very good effect. Intelligence, very, very good effect. Breathe underwater. What's the point? There's not enough water in the game to justify using that. Where am I going to use that ability? Like, really? Like, genuinely, why is that even a thing in this day and age? Assassins, Hazmat, and Frozen. That is definitely one for the script bin yet again. None of those effects are really that important or interesting to me. Then we've got Unyielding with Glutton and Doctors. Now, Unyielding, while a good effect, Glutton and Doctors on there just kinda... I just don't value them at all. Absolute pants in the way of effects. We're getting very bad sets of gear today in terms of armor. We've got Vanguards, Charisma, and Electrified. Electrified, again, like, Electrified's one of those effects that I do want to learn, but I'm not in a rush because I have like an intention for a complete, you know, I'm going to stand around, let things hit me build, but it's just not like worth effort to get it. If I learn it, I learn it. Same goes for this one. Luck is the only valuable effect on here. It might be worth scrapping this for, but yeah, the other effects, Vanguards and Frozen, just not viable or valuable or anything. Now, here's an effect that is definitely worth scrapping an item for, Durability. That breaks 50% slower. Now, durability is fantastic on weapons, it's fantastic in general. I wouldn't recommend putting it on your armor, but I would certainly recommend putting it on certain weapons that break an awful lot. Then we have Aristocrats Heavy Combat Armor Chest Piece, 2 Perception, and Breathe Underwater. Now, I don't recall if Perception is currently in the mix for any perks that rely on it, but in the near future that might become valuable, so Perception might be something worth learning, and I probably will just because Aristocrats is on there as well. Then we've got Unyielding, Glutton, and Safecrackers. Safecrackers is one of those effects I don't think anybody actually uses other than out of sheer desperation. Like, honestly, down in the comments, do you use it? Why would you use it? What's wrong with you? Seriously, what's wrong with you? I will find you. I will kill you. Aristocrats, Perception, and Adamantium. Again, this is worth scrapping on the basis that Aristocrats and Perception are on here, so we definitely will dump that in there. But Adamantium, not worth a penny. Then we have Mutants Sturdy Metal Chest Piece. It's really disappointing. We've not got any Sentinels. We've not got any weapon weight from this so far, which is very disappointing, but is what it is. Mutant Swarming Defenders, metal chest piece, absolute pants, definitely Scrip. Most of the armor does seem to go that way. I very rarely find armor valuable in a lot of cases. It's why a lot of the time when I did script my pants, I always did weapons, because the armor just came out as absolute garbage. And this is the problem with the random rolling of the armor. You are guaranteed to get absolutely nothing. Life-saving, perception, and secret agents. Perception is the only valuable effect on there that might, and like I say, it's valuable in the sense that it might be valuable later based on the trend that they're doing with the perk changes. Then we have 2 strength. Strength is valuable. It's very valuable for melee builds, so that is worth scrapping rather than scripping. We've got Assassin Electrified on there. Nothing of any importance other than that strength. Now, this is another one that's got a decent effect on here, Powered. Powered is action point regen and is very valuable. It's considered, you know, part of the God Roll trio of armor effects. So yeah, like, definitely want to learn Powered on more characters. I think I've got 1 character that's got it at the moment, but I need more that have it on there. Then we've got Auto Stim, Hardy, and Electrified. 3 absolutely useless effects to me, so unless they change them later on, you know, they are not something I'm in any rush to learn. Then we have Endurance on this armor, which is the only good effect. Once again, we've got Auto Stim and Belted. Now, I know Wiggle likes Belted, but I'm not a fan of it at all. So, you know, that is what it is. Let's see. Cavaliers again. Another good Cavalier effect with Glutton and Weightless, which are 2 pants effects, unfortunately. Then we've got an Urban Scout chest piece with action point regen in the middle, with Assassins on the top and Dissipating on the bottom, which, yeah, we'll scrap it on the basis that we want that action point regen. We don't want anything else off there, though. Another Cavalier armor with Perception and Mutant. So Perception and Cavalier are the 2 effects that we can potentially learn from there. So that will be getting scrapped. Endurance is the only good one. Oh, no, I didn't notice Aristocrats there. So this one's worth scrapping for Endurance and Aristocrats. Dissipating, very disappointing. Yeah, I don't know anybody that's using Dissipating, especially when What Rads exists as a legendary perk. It's one of those things that I don't get. Auto Stim, Poisoner, and Secret Agents. Secret Agents is such a naff effect. It can F off. I don't want it. I do not want it. Include Kit Harington in the editing me. I'm not going to do it. Then we have another Cavaliers piece with Gluttons and Vanguards. I really want to see more Sentinels pieces and weapon weight pieces. Cavaliers is one of those effects that I have on certain characters, but I don't have the other ones as much, so it is a problematic thing. We've got Strength on here again, which is a very good effect for me to know, but we have Vanguards and Secret Agents as well, so not really that interesting. God dang it, Agility. Again, like, Agility might be worth learning. It isn't currently, but it might be worth learning in the future. But again, Hunter's Secret Agents. We're getting a lot of Secret Agent pieces, which is starting to piss me off. Regenerating Raider left leg with Poison Resistance and Breathe Underwater. Absolute garbage. Next up, Aristocrats, Fire Resistance, and Junk Weight. Now, Aristocrats, again, is a decent effect, but I don't know if it's worth, you know, scrapping this instead of scripping it, because that effect is on its own not worth scrapping a 3-star, personally. Troubleshooters, Hazmat, Toxic. None of those effects are any good. None of those effects are going to interest me in the slightest. Next up, Intelligence is the only good effect on here. Defenders and Hunters just aren't worth anything. But Intelligence is valuable. I mean, it gives you more XP, it can give you more, in the future it's going to give you the ability to heal yourself with stim packs more, so there is some definite massive advantages to running Intelligence. Same goes for this piece with Nocturnal and Toxic. Right, Overeaters, Marine, Hazmat, and Toxic. Overeaters is the only good thing on there, and again, I don't know if it's worth running it until... yeah, I just don't know if it's worth running it. Mutant Slayer's heavy left arm with fire resistance and fall damage. No, thank you. Life-saving sturdy with charisma and Cavaliers. Charisma and Cavaliers are probably the only things on there that are worth keeping, unfortunately, so we will definitely scrap them. Endurance is the only good effect on here. Mutants and Frozen aren't really that interesting, so Endurance is definitely a good effect. Absolute garbage here with Fireproof, Doctors, and Hunters. Hunters is one of those effects that I just wish would go away and cease existing. Quite a lot of the specific damage effects I just believe shouldn't be a thing anymore. And then we've got Bolstering, Antiseptic, and Pack Rats. Pack Rats are actually useful to people without Fallout First. Not so much for myself, but definitely useful for people without Fallout First. Then we've got Overeaters, Antiseptic, Through Hikers. Because of the Through Hiker perk, I just don't value that one at all. Then we have the Regenerating Combat Armor piece with Action Point Regen. Again, Action Point Regen is definitely worth me learning. But then Safecrackers at the bottom, which just, why does it exist? Why does it exist? Then we've pretty much got the same, like, results again. Another powered piece which we do want to scrap, but no other good effects on there. Once we get down to an even 1,000, we'll swap back to weapons. We've got Overeaters, Hazmat, Acrobats on this piece of armor, and then we'll go to the next one. Oh, our first weapon weight piece. Excellent. So we've got weapon weight on here. Armskeeper is definitely worth learning on as many characters as possible. Very valuable effect, and very usable in order to make, you know, your casual set of armor. This is what I recommend to everybody. Get Cavaliers, weapon weight, and Sentinels learned, because all three of them create a trio of the best bottom effect. People might disagree, but that's what I definitely think. Then we've got another powered piece here. Secret Agents Auto-Stim aren't worth learning, but powered certainly is, which is probably why we're going to learn the other effects first, because we don't want them. That was absolute garbage. I'm not even going to talk about it. Oh, our first Sentinels piece, with luck on there, which is really good, and Zealots. So yeah, quite a few good effects on there. Next up, we have Fireproof, Adamantium, Zealots. Not worth a penny. Absolutely hate those effects. They are garbage. Unyielding with Perception, so we'll scrap that to try and get either of those effects off there. Safecrackers, however, is not worth keeping. Perception's the only good effect on this one. Vanguards and Divers, very poor effects. And then we are about halfway through Endurance with Vanguards and Doctors. Right, so we're going to swap to a bunch of ranged weapons again. I'm trying to think, do we want to just pump a load of 2 stars? So if we do a load of 2 stars, there's a chance that we get more of the explosive effect. But then I do need... Screw it, let's go for a few of these 2-star ranged weapons. First up is a Mutant Flamer with action points with each kill. Absolute garbage. Ghoulslayer's short plasma pistol with damage while aiming. Damage while aiming is a valuable effect to try and learn off that for the very least. Juggernaut's pipe revolver with weapon speed. Weapon speed is definitely worth learning. Vampire's short western revolver with last shot. So both of those effects are actually worth learning, so they will be getting shipped off to the right characters. Exterminator's minigun with last shot. Again, last shot is worth learning, so that is definitely worth scrapping. And 2-shot with explosive on a 50 cal machine gun. Now, I have plenty of these, and I need both these effects, so that's worth scrapping. But in normal stances, I would say that was worth keeping. But because I need both those effects, it's worth scrapping for definite. Nocturnal crossbow with last shot. We're getting a lot of last shot. Last shot is definitely worth trying to learn. Weapon speed this time with damage at night. Nocturnal is a very poor effect, so I don't recommend it. But rapid, the damage, the weapon speed is certainly worth it. Now, suppressors. This is an interesting thing. Suppressors is an effect I would not have thought would be worth anything. But with the new raids coming in and the potential that they're going to buff them, make them stronger and things like that, suppressors might actually be valuable. So don't sleep on suppressors for the future. Definitely not now, but for the future it might be valuable. Crit damage or vital is definitely worth scrapping that for, though. Another explosive weapon, which is absolutely fantastic. We've got damage to ghouls with Ghoulslayer, and I don't like that, but we will scrap that because of the explosive effect. Then we've got damage at night and damage while aiming. Now, damage while aiming is worth scrapping. Damage at night is not. I keep saying Nocturnal is pants. Nocturnal is pish. I don't like it. Vampire's Broadsider with Vat's hit chance. Vampires is definitely a decent effect. Don't know if it's worth scrapping this or just scripping it because of what it is, but you know, that is what it is. Furious Tesla Rifle with weapon speed. Definitely worth scrapping this one to try and get one of those effects. More often than not, I would expect I'll learn the Furious because I don't want to in comparison to the weapon speed, but you know, there is that. Another explosive weapon with Stalkers, and that is just the dragon's random effects, but explosive, definitely worth learning explosive. Then we have another explosive weapon with the Executioner's effect, so that is very fun, very funky. We've got a couple more to go. Anti-armor with Vat's hit chance. Anti-armor is a good effect, so definitely worth learning, but Vat's hit chance, again, I'm not 100% sold on that. Another last shot effect with the damage to humans, so we will probably learn that at some point. Mutant Slayer's Gatling Plasma with Damage Aiming. Damage Aiming is 100% worth learning, so again we will scrap that on the relevant characters. Another explosive effect with Medics. Medics is better than what it was, but you know, nowhere near where it was. But Bullets Explode would always be worth learning. And then we've got a weapon speed with Damage at Night. So yeah, we got a few explosive ones there. That's actually what I wanted out of that. So let's go back to doing some more 3-star range weapons, see if we can get some god rolls. We've already got some really good rolls. Stalker's Short Assault Rifle with weapon speed. And Ghosts. Rapid's the only good effect on there. The weapon itself is pants. So I'm kind of in between whether I want to scrap or script that. I'm not 100% certain. Faster movement speed while aiming, but no, there's not a good effect on there. Just a crap short gamma gun with bashers and bloody blah blah. Zealot's combat shotgun with last shot and lightweight. Last shot is definitely worth learning. Lightweight, kinda. I'm not 100% on that effect, but kinda. 2-shot pump action shotgun with bash damage and weapon weight. Well, not weapon weight, 90% weight reduction. Now, again, I'm kinda sold on, like, 2-shot I definitely need to learn on loads of characters, so we will probably scrap it on the basis of that, but yeah. Junkie's Ultrasight Gatling Laser with Bullets Explode for weapon damage and reload speed. Now, I can replace that first star real easy with something good, so that is actually that's a perfect roll and what we wanted. So yeah, we got a decent weapon out of that. Suppressors, Alien Disintegrator, that's hit chance, reduced weight. Nothing on there that I'm too fussed about learning right now, so we'll probably scrap that rather than script that rather than scrap that. Instigating Tesla Rifle, that's hit chance, free endurance. Free endurance is really worth it. Instigating is worth it. So scrap rather than script. If we learn any of those effects, it's okay. Another explosive weapon, Medic's Short Gatling with explosive and reload. Now, normally because the top effect isn't exactly where I'd want it to be, I would say, I'll change that out. I have so many Gatling guns. I don't need this. That's definitely more valuable to me being scrapped than kept. Executioner's Gatling, that's hit chance, lightweight. Again, script, nothing on there I'm overly eager to learn, so I'm not really too fussed if I get rid of it. Suppressor Short Radium with weapon speed and weight reduction. Only good effect on there that I'm too fussed with is Rapid. Again, it's one of those effects that I'm kind of deliberating on the scrap or the script, but we'll see what we do at the end of the video. And Juggernaut's Missile Launcher with weapon speed and resistance while reloading. If Juggernaut's is bad, weapon speed's the only good thing on there. It's just a very poor weapon. Juggernaut's Single Action Revolver, limb damage and bonus critical charge. Crit charge definitely is worth learning. Juggernaut's not so much, limb damage not so much, but you know, the last effect definitely is valuable. This is the thing about these weapons and armors. The last effect is the one you want to find more often than not, because you're going to need to scrap a lot more items to learn those ones, because 3 stars aren't a guarantee in most cases, and it's just harder because you've got 2 other effects to potentially learn. Whereas if you're scrapping a load of 1 stars, you're going to learn the 1 stars effects pretty quickly. Endurance, only good effect on this one. Bashing damage and hunters, just absolute garbage. We've got 3 good effects on this. None of them that I'm eager to have on this weapon, so that's a scrap weapon, because we can potentially learn 3 things out of that, potentially pick up modules off it, you know, never know. Same goes for this one, you know, 2 good effects on there. Juggernauts I do not rate, they really need to buff that, but critical damage and reload speed are definitely valuable to me. Executioner's short lever action with critical damage and action point cost. A lot of executioner weapons today. Critical damage and action point cost are definitely something I want to learn on many characters, so we'll probably scrap them just to learn those effects. Then we have limb damage, action point cost, and exterminators on this railway rifle. Again, VATS optimized is definitely worth learning, so again, probably going to scrap it on a character that can learn that. Quad Tesla rifle. Now, it would have been so easy for this weapon to be absolutely amazing, but it decided to have the absolute pishest effects in those bottom two slots. Quad is a very good effect. Like, perception might be, so, you know, we're going to scrap that in order to try and learn it. Then we have, similar to the last weapon, we've got two potentially decent effects in the future. Last shot is a good effect already, but agility might be better in the future when they start moving and changing perks around again. And our last weapon for now, Executioner's Black Powder Rifle with VATS hit chance and crit charge. Nothing I'm really too impressed with on that one. Lucky is obviously a decent effect to learn, but again, it's one of those things where I'm not as eager as other effects. So what we're going to do is go back to some more legendary armor, see if we can get more sentinels and weapon weight out of it. We only got 2 from our last set. Cloaking, Antiseptic Divers, garbage. Garbage. Chameleon, Hardy, and Defenders. I think it's the first time Hardy's shown up, which is very strange. None of them are worth any effort or any time, so that's more Scrip. Junk weight, poison resistance, exterminators, again, absolute pants. Weightless, fire resistance, and secret agents, not good effects for me. Sentinels and endurance, so 2 good effects on that. That's definitely going to get scrapped to learn them. Then we've got durability. Durability is a good effect. We definitely want to learn that, so we will be scrapping that as well. Luck on here in the middle effect. We've got life-saving and acrobats on the other sides, but luck is the one that we want, and luck is the one that we probably wouldn't learn, which just kind of sums up my luck. Regenerating, warming, and burning on here. Absolute poop. Poopity poop. Intelligence is on the middle effect there, which is good. Burning and troubleshooters are the other 2, but yeah, they're not worth anything. Not worth anything to me at all. Luck again on here with your through hikers and slayers. Just no. Intelligence again, we're really not getting much luck with that 3-star armor effects at all. Frozen and troubleshooters on there as well, but intelligence is the only thing we're really interested in. Durability again, so that's a good effect that we can try and learn. Antiseptic and bolstering can go piss off, because I don't want them. And fall damage. Why is there so many bad armor effects? Like, genuinely. Like, with weapons, you can make arguments that that effect is useful and this effect's useful. And armor, there's so many absolute filler garbage effects that make it so difficult to learn what you need to learn in armor. Strength in the middle is a good effect. Other 2, not so much. Absolute pants. Weightless, warming, and electrified. Weightless, warming, and uselessified. Same with this one. Mutants, fireproof, and frozen. Absolute pish. We've got Unyielding, only good effect on there. Fireproof and Through Hikers, not worth my time and or effort. Bolstering, Glittering, and Acrobats, again, not worth time, not worth effort. Absolutely dire. Another Sentinels effect, which is great because we need an absolute forkload of them to learn it, but we've got Weightless and Fireproof on there, which I don't want to learn or care about, but we did get Sentinels, so that's good. Zealots, Prisoners, Adamantium, nope, no interest whatsoever. Overeaters, Charisma, and Divers. Now this one we'll scrap because of the Overeaters and Charisma. We definitely want to learn that. We've got Aristocrats and Luck on this piece of Radar armor. Safecrackers is a very poor effect, so we're not going to bother with that one, but there is 2 good effects on there. Nope. Absolute garbage. Absolute garbage. Absolute garbage. Anytime I say absolute garbage, it's Scrip. Charisma on here is actually okay. Belted, Nocturnal, not worth the time. We're speeding up now because I'm getting impatient. Cloakers, Prisoners, and Durability. Durability is a good effect, so we are going to try and learn that. Absolute garbage. Absolute garbage. Oh, dear God, and diarrhea. Action point regen with powered here is definitely a decent effect to learn. We will be trying to get that. Absolute garbage. We've got 1020 left. No. Also no. You can see my impatience now. Absolute garbage. And this is what rolling armor was like prior to the patch. Like, I need to reiterate, this is why the new system is so much better, because once you learn the effect, you don't have to go through this same level of absolute garbage. Luck on here is worth learning though, so we will try and learn that. Intelligence, again, definitely a decent little effect for us to learn. We've got durability on here, so hopefully we can learn that. Absolute garbage. Unyielding's the only good effect on here. Otherwise, absolute garbage. Intelligence, decent effect. I still haven't learned that on so many characters, so we will be trying to learn it as much as we can. Into absolute garbage. Oh god, more garbage. Overeaters is a good effect, but I don't think it's worth learning it through that means. Absolute garbage! Sentinels again, so that's a definitely decent one. No other good effects on there though, but Sentinels will be getting Scrip, Scrap, Scrippity Script powered on here, which again, Scrip, Scrap, Scrippity Script. We've got 2 more to go. Come on, give me something epic or amazing. We've got 2 luck and absolute garbage otherwise that, but we're going to try and learn the 2 luck, so we will scrap that. And finally, another 2 luck. So yeah, what I'm going to do is some top picks, and then we will go into scrapping stuff. So I think the first top pick has to be the bloodied Ultra Sight Gatling Laser with weapon speed and reload speed. Now, when it comes to this weapon, it's a god roll. It is, in fact, a god roll. And I do think that, you know, I could keep it as it is. I could put explosive in the middle. There's a couple of things I could change. This is going to definitely be fun to use in the long term. I mean, technically the same could be said about the 2-shot 50 cal with explosive on here. I could put reload speed on the bottom. I could put on movement speed while aiming. There's loads of different effects I could put on there. Probably going to scrap it just to get the effects, but you know, there is effects I could put on there. I could even sell it. There's loads of different things I could do with this. I'm kind of on the fence. I don't know. And then, of course, there is the Junkies Ultra Sight Gatling Laser, where I can remove that top effect, put in something like anti-armor, bloodied, you know, there's so many different effects I could put in there. 2-shot just for fun. There's infinite possibilities. You know, I just put a better effect, aristocrats. You know, I'm thinking of all of them. This is going to be very interesting to use potentially in a video later on, and helps me more than the bloodied one because, you know, that first star effect is a lot easier to replace than any of the other ones. Alrighty, so we're on a character that is going to scrap a bunch of this nonsense. See if we get anything out of it. It is probably going to get us absolutely nothing, but you know, we can always hope. There's a lot of items here to scrap, a lot of effects to potentially learn, and we'll see if... So we got an auto stem module, we've unlocked lighter build, see if anything else pops up. We got a bolstering module, not the best set of stuff that we've got so far. We got an executioner's module, apparently I'm over encumbered all of a sudden. Game, you can give me something I want. Oh, and there's so many different effects here. I've also snuck some of my own, like I say my own stuff from previous scrappings. We've got inertial there, so we've got 3 modules, but no plans. Oh, we got luck unlocked. That is very awesome. That is definitely very awesome. So we got 1 plan learned. But yeah, I've snuck some stuff in here. Oh, we got endurance free unlocked. Excellent. That is definitely something I like to see pop up. We've still got lots of different things to scrap here and see if we get something else we want. This character has learned quite a lot of effects, so they are a bit more open to getting the specific ones that I want. Oh, I got a bit excited there. Quite excited there as well. But no such luck. Come on, we want that explosive effect. Nope. Come on, give me something. I don't know, I'm still scrapping the intelligence ones. I need to stop doing that if I see them, but I've done it a few times there. Weapon weight on this. No. Perception. No. We've chucked an Olga in there, so we've got a couple of things. No, I got a bit excited there. Not for much, though. Come on! Nah. Ah well. Ah well. So, let's see what we got in terms of... So we got 4 modules and 2 plans that I actually wanted to learn. So, there was something that we got out of that. So yeah, 11k script, several items that are very usable, and several plans learned, several modules found. Overall, I think that was quite successful. It is a lot of script to spend, and let's be honest, I didn't get a huge amount, but I did get stuff that I need and stuff that I want, so I think it was worth it in the end. And this is the thing about the grind in Fallout 76. Once you get past the points that you need to, these things get harder and harder, and when you're looking for very specific plans, it does get more and more annoying. But we've been quite successful. I think, you know, there's effects on there that I will use in the future, for definite. And I'm quite happy with it. But what do you guys think? What do you guys think of the crafting system? What do you think about what I got today in this video? And as usual, don't forget to leave a like, comment, subscribe, and I'll catch you all next time in the Wasteland.
In a world of rust and danger, where the shadows dance and linger, there's a merchant with a smile so sly, trading treasures, oh my, my. In the glow of old neon lights, she makes the midnight markets bright with a wink. She shifts the scene, dreams for sale from the unseen, purvey a murmur with a mystic tune, selling whims beneath the moon. In the ruins, a heart so grand, turning rubble into golden sand. Wares like whispers in the breeze, carry secrets from the chart trees, gems and trinkets, rare delight, found in the shadows of the night. In a landscape rough and eerie, she spins tales never weary, with each trade a glint of grace.